I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Steer from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Gaston to the right. Oh,
they got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get it. And it's going to take everybody.
Folks, today is Thursday, January 8th. And that means just one thing. It means that tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, your Miami Hurricanes play in the Fiesta Bowl against the Ole Miss Rebels for an opportunity, a chance to play in the national championship. Nothing more needs to be said. That's all that matters today. Cancel everything else. Quit your job. Leave your families. Tonight is football. Tonight is a chance at glory. Jimmy, Kurt, how are we doing?
It's all like, I don't know if overwhelming is the word, but it's all just come so fast. Like, we've waited so long, but now that it's here, it just feels surreal, and I'm not a pessimistic guy, but we've been through a lot of pain, but I sometimes just want to pinch myself and be like, am I dreaming? Like, where did this come from? So it's just great to be here. We're just so happy. I don't want it to. They could make this another week if they wanted. They could extend this. I mean, I could watch the Ohio State game a few more times. I'm sad that that whole celebration is kind of coming to an end, but looking forward to this Ole Miss game.
I think I had mentioned to you guys, I watched the cinematic recap on YouTube today that the Miami Athletics department put together, and I was a little emotional. I was more emotional watching that, rewatching the recap than I was, in the heat of the moment after the game, I think. But yeah, it's just what Jimmy said. This ride has just been, we've seen it building and we've been confident, but we've been let down so many times. We've done it to ourselves, right? And it's just incredible how this season has turned around, the resilience and the fight from this team, the preparation from the coaching staff and getting the guys ready, and to ultimately where we are now. It's just, it is, I almost have no words. It's just amazing.
It's absolutely incredible. The final 4 teams left all have incredible stories on how they got here, and it's new blood, it's fresh faces. It's just, there's nothing more you can ask for, and it all starts tonight. I don't even know where to begin here with this, because it's like you guys said, it does not feel real, but it is. I guess we can start with we're running back the Stormtroopers. We talked about a little white over green, but yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're rocking Stormtroopers. I have no idea what Ole Miss is wearing. You guys know?
Powder blue top.
They're rocking the
powder blue lid, powder blue jersey.
They've been wearing that that helmet. It's like almost like egg. Like it's like they wore it for the Egg Bowl and they've worn it since. Yeah, I don't even know what they call it, but not their normal helmet. I wonder if they'll bring that back out. But
I saw
nice
at the
matchup.
I mean the Cotton Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl. They have like for the press conference and stuff, they have like the dummies, the mannequins with the helmets on the table and the jerseys and stuff, and it was powder blue, and I think they wear white pants.
Okay. Speaking of the press conferences, there's been a lot of press this week with the Fiesta Bowl. It comes with these big bowl games, and I'm not sure there is anybody in the world that hates it more than Mario Cristobal. I think
it's almost made him regret the playoff run.
Yes.
This may be Miami's last playoff run.
Yes. He hates every single prop he has to hold, every single photo that has to be taken. Meanwhile, you have Golding next to him that's just enjoying every moment, soaking
He's so
it all
much
in.
shorter.
The poor guy just giving him the fruit basket, just the fear of God.
That fruit
Yeah.
basket. Oh my goodness.
So I saw the screenshot of the fruit basket. What was that clip? What's the context there?
It's the head of the or it was someone associated with Glendale.
Yeah.
Maybe the mayor or something, I don't know. But he gave Mario a fruit basket. He gave the coaches a fruit basket, and it's just Mario, it's a fruit, so it's going to go bad. He's got to eat this probably before the game starts. It's a massive fruit basket.
just
Mario
He might have left it at the door.
Yeah. I mean, the face Mario was giving him, he might as well ask him, is the U back? Like, that was the type of face we were looking at with Mario. It was tough. It was tough.
I also, another note I had from this press conference week is in Mario Cristobal's initial press conference earlier this week, I might have misheard this, but I think somebody brought up, it was basically like them saying, Mario, last time you were here in any sort of capacity, it didn't end well for you. And I was trying to think back when Mario Cristobal's last Fiesta Bowl appearance was as a coach. I didn't do any research on this, but I think that's what the question was. And he did not seem thrilled at all with that question. Just stared the guy into his soul. It was like the chair of the Fiesta Bowl or something. And the guy's just, he's gone through hell this week. He cannot wait for toe to meet leather tomorrow.
Well, it's part of my complaint with all this. Like, I think it's cool. Yeah, I guess you can be the Cotton Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl champion the same year. But I still think that's kind of ridiculous in of itself. It's like you got to go through these two big, like, celebrations back to back.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it. Like, it should be, like we've said, like the two home games to start. Like, it should have been in Columbus last week. They should be able to get a home game as a seed, as a top seed. So that it just makes this weird scenario where you have to go through these two different bowl celebrations. Like, that was my question going to this. Like, they can actually go through all the motions of both bowls, and they did.
It really has to be exhausting. I mean, just to keep doing, and I can't imagine from Ole Miss's side, those guys are having to answer the same questions every blasted week about Lane Kiffin and what staff are they losing this week and what are the players. Then you add in Jimmy, the portal opens up. The NCAA just gives the teams another middle finger by opening up the portal. So now they got to answer questions about that. The coaches are also recruiting. I mean,
I don't know how they have the time. It's just insane.
It is. And if Miami wasn't on this run and this delirious, this incredible ride and having your team and being invested in that sense, I would absolutely be one of the guys sitting back saying, this is ridiculous. This whole thing is absolutely upside down. It's botched. It's a nightmare for everyone involved.
Yeah,
I mean, you got these schools. Okay, Miami is so we're the most recent national champion. Are we the only national champion?
No,
previous
Ole Miss
national champion
has 3
in like the 60s.
Big
classic SEC.
Big asterisk with those.
But yeah, it's like everyone should be feeling the excitement, and like the tension of like they're so close and all of the firsts and for many of the fan bases, the first time in their lives that they're experiencing this. And so it's just a strange ordeal.
Well, you even said, Kurt, like with last year when the national championship rolled around, you're almost like, oh, okay, like you're almost a little disinterested. Obviously, as Miami fans, we're going to be completely locked in, but it doesn't have the same like hype and lead up to it because these other fan bases are distracted. It used to be that was all that was going on in the college football world, but now you have this like mayhem of the portal going on, and for some reason it closes on the 16th, 3 days before the national championship.
It has to.
It
has to close on
I
the
understand
16th.
It has to with the calendar with the school year, but it just shows like the college football schedule needs to change.
But so before we get into that, we'll get into the game. We'll talk portal at the end. No, you're good. You're good. January 2nd, 2021, Mario Cristobal loses in the Fiesta Bowl 34-17 against the Iowa State Cyclones. And they had the audacity to bring that up in the press conference with him, and he wanted nothing of it. So people will never learn when they're interviewing Mario Cristobal. All right, let's get into the game.
Mario.
Exactly. Let's get into the game. Let's get into a little bit of keys, kind of what we're looking at. I think the first sort of storyline surrounding this game is how is Miami's defense, who has been incredible all season, especially incredible in the playoffs, as the defense, specifically the defensive line, how are they going to perform and hold up against Trinidad Chambliss and the guy, we talked about it in our show on Monday, the guy, or what day? I don't even know what day we've been recording. Yeah, Monday. We talked about in our show then, the guy's playing on just another level. How do we think our defense matches up against a guy like Trinidad Chambliss? The silence is deafening. Not good.
I was going to let Kurt take it.
Not good.
Yeah. No, listen, I think this defense is going to match up well against anyone. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that, they're not going to be able to score? I don't think so. But I think we have a better defense than Georgia. I certainly think we have a better defense than Tulane, or, you look through Ole Miss's SEC schedule and it's just like, I think this is going to be the stiffest test, South Carolina, Florida, after Billy Napier was fired, Oklahoma, LSU. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think this is the test. I mean, this is what we brought it up on Monday's show, is it's not even just how is Trinidad Chambliss and the Ole Miss offense, gonna stack up. It's how are they gonna prepare for this game with all of the losses that they've taken without their head coach, who is one of the best offensive minds in college football. I think it's a lot. And I think Corey Heatherman this week, he was kind of laying it on the table. I mean, you talk about a confident guy. I mean, he wasn't afraid to point that stuff out.
Somebody asked,
he's been leaning into it.
Yeah. Somebody asked on X when you think the last time Corey Heatherman has seen his family. People are starting to get worried. People are definitely starting to get worried about what is happening there. But
guy's just a killer.
Yeah.
I'm
will
just surprised
say
he has a family, to be honest.
Yeah.
Stone cold.
When his wife's walking down the aisle when they're just getting married.
Yeah. Staring her down.
I will say Mario Cristobal and Golding, they both mentioned this in their press conferences. Cristobal, he praised Ole Miss and just how they've gotten to this point with everything they've gone through. But he also said that it's not affecting his preparation, obviously, and he doesn't think it's affecting Ole Miss's preparation. It's a lot of coach speak, but there is something to be said about the fact that the offensive coordinator's still there. There has been some sort of continuity since the playoffs have started, and both coaches kind of came to an agreement, like, there's no excuses here. This is, like, we're fully prepared. None of this changes. But yeah, so I think both can be true. It's like, it's crazy kind of what they've been going through, but I do think they're going to be prepared very well for this game. But yeah, there's still that big elephant in the room. Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, I look at what we did against Texas A&M, and that kind of, I kind of fall back on that when I think about what we can do defensively. And like we said on the last podcast, it's going to come down to, can our linebackers spy Chambliss when we need to. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a similar conversation of what we said about Jeremiah Smith, is that Chambliss is most likely, he's going to get his numbers. I mean, the guy's a super talented thrower. He's got 3,600 passing yards on the year. And he didn't even play necessarily the whole season, right? I think he came in, week 3 or 4?
Yeah.
And so, super talented. So he's going to get his numbers. He's going to make some plays. He's going to, there's going to be a play where Bain and Mesidor both get in the backfield and he escapes and he makes a good play. So can we limit those? And we've done a great job. Like, we're an interesting defense where it's like, we're like this beautiful mix of like we're gonna put you behind the line of scrimmage a few times, but also when it gets into those bend don't break scenarios, we don't break. Like we have that. Like it used to just be Miami defenses in the past like decade or so, we're just bend don't break. Please just don't score a touchdown. Maybe just get a field goal. But now like when those situations do happen, we don't break, but we don't actually rely on that aspect. But yeah, so I feel good about it.
I still find myself in third and longs, like the 3rd and 20 against Ohio State. You still find yourself.
He got it too.
I'm just sitting
when
there
I was
like
rewatching the game.
It's gonna be a first down.
This one hurt. I forgot that throw to Smith.
Yeah,
that was after the big Basaint sack too.
Like, definitely a lot of scar tissue there. Or they'll run a little screen pass, and it's like, yep, we're not going to make those tackles.
Yeah,
but we haven't. I think that's another key. Another big key in this game will be open field tackling.
Yeah,
it's something.
I'm looking at our corners because they've been
looks
been
like
bad
OJ Frederick
tackles.
is completely off the injury list. So great news there. Damari Brown's he's questionable. I don't think Brown's going. And then
what happened to him?
He's questionable as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could imagine Moten playing. I mean, looking at that clip of him after the game, he was so fired up. Like, if anything, he'll play through injury and maybe have limited snaps. Mm-hmm. That's my gut feeling with him.
So how many points do you think Miami has to score? If I said Miami scores blank points, you feel comfortable about winning this game? Or vice versa. How many points Ole Miss scores blank?
I think the way that this team is set up and the way that we play ball, I think anywhere over 24 points is like you're gonna have a hard time beating Miami if we start approaching 30. You know, so
30 was my number. If you tell me Miami scores 30, I feel good.
You can find odds on Hard Rock for Miami to score over 3 touchdowns. I looked at that today.
And I would say if we keep Ole Miss under 30, I think we win this game. Because that's going to mean we're getting the ball a little bit more. And I think you're going to see, maybe we only have 10 or 14 points at half, but as the game wears on and we start leaning on them a little bit more, I think we can potentially open up the game towards the end. They're not as physical of a team as Ohio State, and look at how they started getting beat up in that last drive and what that showed from how tired that defense had been from having to fight Miami's offensive line and their running game all day.
Well, I think you think about this too is like, Ole Miss scored 20 points in the fourth quarter against Georgia, so after A&M, we talked about this as like, this is a survive and advance situation. So it's not, but listen, when you're prepping and you're feeling out an opponent for these games, it's worth pointing out that, it felt like Georgia was in the driver's seat for most of that game. And then, it was a special fourth quarter by Chambliss, and that's what he's capable of. Yeah. But, to me, that's his ceiling, right? I mean, he's not Cam Newton. He hasn't been – he's been good, but he hasn't been that all season long. And seen it. We've seen Texas A&M we've seen the 2 best receiving cores in the country in our first 2 games, and we've seen certainly the 2 best defenses in the college football playoff.
They get so many plays in. I'm like doing this math, looking at Chambliss' stats against
their
Beck.
clip,
he has 10
interesting
more pass attempts than Beck this year, and he played like 3 or 4 less games.
Yeah, their play per game, they run at a high clip, which that will be interesting. Texas A&M actually ran more tempo against us than what we were expecting. I mean, Texas A&M's a extremely slow, methodical offense. Ohio State is extremely slow, methodical. So this will be a new wrinkle that our defense will deal with. That it's going to be fast. And so we talk about some of these.
I like us against tempo, though. I mean,
I guess we've been good against tempo all season. So
yeah, I mean, our one main example, I guess, is USF, and that's not necessarily a really good team-to-team comparison. Never mind.
Yeah,
I don't love
it. Louisville ran tempo against us too. Actually, I hate us against tempo. No, I was kidding.
But no, if we can get them off schedule and you get one of those tackles behind line of scrimmage, that completely throws that whole game plan off. and we're talking about being physical in the playoffs, like that. I don't know. When's the last time a high tempo offense has won the national championship? I don't know.
I don't
if
have
it
that
has.
info for you, Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if it had.
Yeah.
Like there's always been these teams, like Oregon, like Washington. Oregon was like the founder of that high tempo offense, and it's seen iterations of good teams that have made it all the way, deep into the playoffs or to the national championship, but they never really come out on top because, like we've said many times, like it comes out to physicality and bully ball basically this time of year.
Yep.
Kurt, you said that Chambliss is not Cam Newton, but according, who is Cam Newton is DJ Lagway, according to Gus Malzahn. So that
didn't sign with them.
Didn't
Everybody's
use trick.
Did I just go and tell the next guy?
Gus Malzahn will just tell everyone that they are Cam
Ashton
Newton.
Daniels is also Cam Newton.
You know who he said?
Yikes.
The previous big one before that, he said, this is like the best athlete I've had since Cam Newton, or the most Cam Newton-like, was KJ Jefferson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
A quick note, too. When we talk about the transfer portal and all the negatives, Chambliss is a good transfer portal story. I mean, the guy was playing for Ferris State last year and thought he could do something in Division I, knew he was going to sit behind what's the Ole Miss quarterback? Austin Simmons. Knew he was going to sit behind him, but had confidence that he could beat him out and got his opportunity. So that's like when it's like the transfer portal is good in these kind of scenarios. So cool story there, but hope that story ends tonight. Let's see. Another storyline or another kind of key that I had is our ability, something to note, maybe, and you guys can comment on, is Ole Miss struggles against the run and our running game. Kurt, you mentioned this going into the Texas A&M game of hoping, expecting to see our running game kind of get back to form and start to take over the way we saw it against Florida. Like that was that game, the way we were able just in a difficult offensive game, the way we were able to take over ground and pound. I think that's going to be a key here against Ole Miss, a team that struggles against the run. If we can, Jimmy, you mentioned out physical them and run that big boy Fletcher through the A gap, I think that bodes well for us.
I mean, there's your kryptonite for an up-tempo offense is you have a defense that tackles well in space and limits explosive plays, and then on the offensive side, they absolutely pound the crap out of you.
Yeah.
In the face, and will continue to do it over and over and over and over again. And so 100%, I mean, yeah, you touched on it going into the playoff. Mark Fletcher was like, that was what I was looking for. That was my guy. And we're sitting here today and he's rushed for almost 300 yards in the two games. Just incredible. And it couldn't, the story with the whole thing, it just couldn't be better. There couldn't be a better guy for it to happen to, and a better Kane in this era of football. For it to happen to him. Yeah, Georgia was just chunking Ole Miss, and the game, it wasn't even like turnovers. The game just slipped away, and Chambliss went ballistic. And again, they certainly are capable of it, but I think Miami is set up to be able to stay in control. I mean, my thought is like, we haven't trailed now. Ohio State, Texas A&M, Notre Dame, we haven't trailed in our three biggest games of the season. We've looked in control the whole time. So I don't want to derail like your talking points, but like
no,
I think it plays along to the running the ball and the tempo thing. Is like if Ole Miss were to get off to a fast start and start flying on us, what happens? I think the identity of this team has been established by Mario Cristobal, and so I'd certainly look for us to stay in control.
Well, it was a problem back when we had when Lashley was our offensive coordinator. There would be times you score so fast, or your possession is so fast. Yeah, your defense is just exhausted. It's not complimentary football because you're just hurting your defense and they're just going to get pounded on and pounded on. So yeah, like you just said, maybe Ole Miss does get some quick scores, but yeah, one thing about Miami's offense is we're not the most explosive, and we don't if we're going to score a touchdown, it's probably going to be a long, methodical drive and not necessarily a deep ball. I mean, we like to see them when they happen, but I think, the big thing is they don't get nervous for the Hurricanes if, Ole Miss maybe does jump up, but slowly throughout the game, just lean on them.
Area I think of most concern for me. So if we're looking at where's the biggest red flag for Miami in this game, if you had to pick Ole Miss a way that you're going to win this game, it would be Ole Miss has been especially excellent in the playoffs in their pass defense. And really Georgia's best pass plays were Gunnar Stockton kind of rolling out, getting away from pressure, making some pretty incredible plays, scrambling and making throws downfield. Not Carson Beck's strong suit. Where I see a red flag is if Ole Miss pass defense starts to shine. If the run game's not working early, we're forced to throw the ball. Ole Miss pass defense starts to shine. They're getting to Beck, forcing some tough decisions. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's how because that's what I've seen this season is when Carson Beck, an early interception and he starts to mentally unravel. I mean, it's amazing how you can see it in his play on the field unfolding right in front of your eyes where you're like, I don't know if he's going to complete another pass. I mean, he has no clue. He's lost all of his conviction. I mean, golly, the Louisville game was just it was unbelievable to see the guy he just couldn't get himself to commit to anything for the rest of the game. But I'd like to think that we're beyond that. He's built enough scar tissue up, and he's been able to get over that hump. But yeah, I guess that's how I would see it go down.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take Carson Beck's throwing talent over Gunnar Stockton, but like you said, Joe, he was having to make a lot of his plays with his legs. Yeah, and I mean, but maybe that comes down to the difference in offensive line and pass protection, and I'll take Miami over anyone in the country on that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a cause for concern, but it kind of takes us back to what we're talking about with the running game is you can put them on their heels and not, necessarily protect the pass or defend the pass as well if they're just worried about, hey, they're just about to run it up the middle, up our nose again and get 6 yards. Why we were so effective against Ohio State offensively in that first half and in the second half, but I'm thinking about those first half drives that maybe we had the Fletcher fumble where it didn't come out to anything, but great drives that it was because we had a 3rd and 3 or a 3rd and 2, and you didn't know maybe it is going to be it's probably gonna be a run play, but it could be a pass play, and that is Miami's just bread and butter. That is how this offense thrives. So get him in that position. I feel good about it.
I like it. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Let me check my notes.
Anything from Joe Zagacki this week?
Nothing from Joe Zagacki. He has really struggled.
The season's over.
Yeah, he has really struggled with the playoff schedule. The Mario Cristobal show apparently cannot travel. It has to be done in that studio or else it's off. It has to be done in that just horrific studio with the random cleat behind Mario Cristobal, the helmet, and Joe Zagacki's notes laid out in front of him. But yeah, so there has not been a Mario Cristobal show the last 2 weeks. It's guys, this is the only time of year people, other than Kurt and I, we watch every week. But this is it. This is when people are watching. Figure it out. Figure out a way to get this show on the road.
It's so strange.
It's ridiculous. Another thing that's ridiculous, and I mentioned this in one of the preview episodes weeks ago, the cup that Mario Cristobal drinks out of in these press conferences, what is happening there? He's drinking cafecito. We know that. It's well documented. It's an espresso-type Cuban coffee drink.
He does a great job of... Sorry, if you finish. I'll talk about this.
No, I'm just it's not served in that kind of cup. The cup is giant, and I think he's taking fake sips. None of it makes sense to me. I think he's taking fake sips of coffee.
People drinking,
and it's blowing. It's.
I was just gonna say he does
just
a great job with those questions when they bring up like Cafecito and stuff, and they'll bring up even like his time as an offensive lineman with Miami. Like it is the same questions every single time.
Yeah.
But he
What's
actually
it like having Michael Irvin around.
Yeah, exactly. I would lose my patience with it at a certain point. I was just like, do I have to answer this question for the 100th time? But he like for all the grief we give him with his interviews, he actually he's very polite with answering those for the millionth time.
I think it's just I watch him and it's like there isn't a more perfect. We've been searching for this guy to save the program and to save us for years, and it's like he's literally perfect. He's an alumnus. He's a national champion. He has bridged the gap.
Scary.
He's the heyday with the new
recruiter.
day. He's a recruiter. He cares about the school. He's Cuban. Like the whole that like let's be honest that's part of it. Like Pete, that's what. Yeah.
You see the
people try to lean into that.
Yeah, that I posted
when he had that
him with the beard.
I forgot about that. But it's like people loved. They tried to push that with. It's just a layup. Like they tried to make it work with Manny Diaz and doing the Spanish thing, and like his dad was the mayor.
Yeah.
But Mario's just the whole. It's like it's too perfect that like he's the guy.
That's like like the whole. Yeah. That's the whole like controvery with him. He's like he couldn't speak Spanish.
How do we
know
know
the joke
that?
with Mario? I don't know.
There's
it
no
could
way
be a complete
Manny Diaz
lie.
can't speak Spanish.
I honestly, I'm gonna trust my sources on this one.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All
no,
right.
that was the whole thing when Mario
Pulling out
became
the
our coach. It
sources.
was like, oh, we finally have a Cuban coach who can speak Spanish.
I remember hearing about that, but I thought it was like a
Could be.
People just digging into Manny a few more
but,
times.
But Kurt, to your point, like I'm watching this, I'm having a great night last night. I turned on, Mackenzie went and watched Wicked with our neighbors, and I all of a sudden on ACC Network, it's just this random interview with Mario and like these two people from the ACC, and it's like an hour long. I don't know how, and I turned it off actually at a certain point because I changed to watch the U 30 for 30 because it made me think about it. But I don't know how long the interview was. But I'm just
Was it
listening
Eric
to this.
and Kelly?
No, I don't know who it was. But David Hale, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
It was with him and another woman.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
they do the podcast show
Andrea.
on ACC Network every day.
Andrea Adelson.
And so I'm listening to this, and I'm just sitting there, I'm smiling. Yeah, it's the same questions. I've heard every answer to these. Talking about the Secret Service, talking about Cafecito, talking about his time at FIU.
Tell us about the
his
time you
Oregon.
killed a guy.
Yeah. But then I turn on the U 30 for 30s. I'm like, let me just appreciate what we're walking into here a little bit more. Even though I've seen that thing 100 times, but it never gets old. But honestly, I kind of forgot how many parts Mario had talking. And I'm like, dude, this is so special to watch him talk on this and see the passion that he has for the Canes, because he had to dull it down in a way, obviously, when he's the coach for Alabama. He's the coach for Oregon. Like, he's not going to be like, oh, big Cane guy, publicly. But you're watching him talk and you're like, man, dude, yeah, like Kurt said, this guy was like, he was the guy. He was always the guy. And it was just, it's the perfect scenario. The documentaries made me so happy to watch again.
He said when he was away from the program coaching other teams, watching Miami from afar, that it made him sick. And he said basically he could either continue to let him make him sick, or go fix it and go do something about it.
Woo! Do something.
Goosebumps.
That's a good motto.
And another thing,
It's too easy.
another thing about Mario Cristobal, and this happened this week, and it brings us into the transfer portal conversation. We do not have to spend much time at all on the transfer portal because, good news, we have a game to play. So all these other teams and schools, that it's everyone's just worried about their offseason, the offseason champs. There's only 4 teams left that are actually playing for something. So I'm not concerned
FSU
about the transfer
also
portal.
lost the offseason too.
They have. They most definitely have. It is a sad situation. But Mario Cristobal is the king of making zero excuses. And every time anything about the portal is brought up, he had the now infamous cancel Christmas. Not infamous. I always use that term wrong, but he said cancel Christmas. He said basically it is what it is. This week he said that it's the adults' fault. I think back to guys like Dabo Swinney that are getting on their press conferences just complaining about the state of college football and everything about it and going into the bowl game and how many guys he's missing and blah, 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 blah. Mario Cristobal wants nothing to do with it. He says it's the adults' fault. He thinks they'll fix it, but for now, he judges nobody. Players can go do whatever they want, and it's full transparency. Like, he just handles things the right way. He doesn't blame anybody. He doesn't make excuses. He takes full responsibility.
That's what's been interesting about I will have to restrain myself from going down the Dabo route and getting absolutely fired up about Dabo Swinney. But I think honestly, Nick Saban kind of towed this line too, where he kind of was a complainer and a whiner, but like Dabo's just you have to think at some point. Yeah, it's like at some point that's got to, and as the NIL exploded and he kept doing the shtick, it has affected them. And now it's like, sure, now he's like, oh, guess what? Now I'm going to step into the ring and take it serious. And it's kind of like people aren't really banging down Clemson's door anymore, begging to go there. He's really hurt himself. And I think it's just that. I think that has had an effect. Eventually, it bleeds down into the operation. It affects people's perception. And I 100% agree when you're talking college football, obviously culture is important everywhere and it's important in the NFL too. But college, there's so much turnover and there's so much uncertainty, guys in and out. And there's just, it's absolutely hectic, right? I think the head coach figure being that solid rock culture setter. We have this is like CEO coach where he's focused on the culture and the roster and the staff. It's super important to have someone like Mario Cristobal that is absolutely committed to just that, and that he doesn't make excuses. I think that again, we don't have to look 5 years down the line. But it should give us confidence. Yeah, Brian Hartline.
Brian Hartline,
for instance.
Gosh,
but it gives us confidence, and it gives me confidence when I think about next season. Because there's obviously going to be some uncertainty, but with that guy in charge, I think we'll be all right.
Oh, we're gonna be just fine.
I was like, it's very refreshing to hear a head coach basically say the head coaches and the people that are in charge of the team, like it's the adults that got us into this mess, not the kids.
Right.
And now, there's craziness about it all, but it's the way that he handles it. It's a beautiful thing. And all of this, every single year, things will get to be a little more normal. We're going to figure it out. But in the meantime, Kurt, like you're saying, you got to have a guy like Mario Cristobal at the helm, because he's not making excuses, and nobody wants to hear it from these coaches complaining about what they created.
And it's coming from these schools that were paying
100%.
Players to come.
And
they're weak now, and
there's no reason. All of a sudden, when every team is paying players, and some of these teams suddenly drop off the map.
Now
that's
the SEC isn't
so funny.
The top dog anymore.
I think they're telling on themselves too with how mad they're getting. Oh,
Dabo Swinney 100% told on himself.
Yeah.
I think it showed even Nick Saban's hand.
Nick Saban, he's like, well, I can't cheat anymore.
Yeah,
so,
because it would turn because if he went through a fall like Dabo, like this is gonna completely tarnish Dabo Swinney's like. Future way down the road, people will remember the championships, but in the immediate, like no one's talking about him, being a national champion.
They're not talking
people
about
are talking about he's the guy that
moment.
doesn't know how to handle the transfer portal, and doesn't like NIL.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I mean, speaking of that, I'm excited about this matchup in the sense of it's another opportunity to show that the SEC hype was so overblown this year. Like, if we can handle this business, we're 3-0 against the ACC or the SEC. We have as many wins against the SEC as the Florida Gators, or we might have more actually. I think I saw some stat. I think it might be more if we win this one. But it's shown like they're only here. The SEC is only represented today because Ole Miss had to play Tulane, and then the SEC team played an SEC team. So it's not even like, oh, an SEC team made the semifinal. It's like, okay, well, it was inevitable how they set up the playoff bracket, but now we have a chance to just kick them out immediately.
Yeah.
Be nice. It'd be nice. All right. Well, yeah, there will be plenty of time for portal talk, who our QB is going to be, all of that good stuff.
Bring back Poffenbarger.
Yeah, could bring back.
He's back in the portal.
Poffenbarger. Is he? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Good God.
And then
so
Jake Garcia. Jake Garcia is at Michigan.
What?
He's like a
Jake Garcia
Yeah,
is
I mean,
still
no
in
way.
college.
He warms up the benches. Yeah, he was still in college this year.
He's at Michigan?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Hey,
Wow.
Tyler Van Dyke. He's back. He's
back
still
out there.
That's an option.
Shakari Brown it was back in
Yeah.
it. I mean, we could bring back everyone in one
Tate
swoop.
Martell. He's still got eligibility. Okay, boys. Where are our final viewing parties happening at? Jimmy, have you made the decision you're going to the viewing party in Orange County?
Oh, I've been committed to that decision.
Okay.
There's no
Do you
chance
need a
of
ticket
flipping.
for this, or is it just you show up?
I think I signed up as maybe an alumni, but it was a free ticket.
Okay, so it's an alumni event.
But it's like we're all alumni, you know? What year?
That'll be interesting.
Baja
Okay.
Sharkies, any canes around the Newport Beach area, California.
Beautiful.
Let's go celebrate.
Dude, you're
Let's
going to
have a
be
good time.
exhausted.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long
What
day.
a trooper.
Yeah.
I think that's
man,
awesome.
I
though.
won't sleep tonight.
Like you gotta be somewhere, like that, and the game's going on, finding a view. I think that's really cool.
Can't trust the hotel TV.
No,
No.
absolutely. And especially not this one. There might not be a TV in our room. It's like they're like, oh, get away from the world, boutique hotel. Like, I can't have that.
We need
high
ads,
definition.
please.
I need all the blue light I can
Need
find.
advertisements. You be staying in a shack.
Yeah. If you're out there listening and you want to sponsor this podcast, please. That reminds me, on our honeymoon 2020, Clemson was playing LSU in the national championship. We were staying at it was a hotel that was completely unplugged, no TVs, and I show up to the restaurant there was TVs in the rooms. We were going to the restaurant at the hotel, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's no TVs here, like no cell phones." So I sat in the lobby, pushed dinner back, sat in the lobby, and watched the game. You just gotta do what you gotta do.
That's not even
ruined
your
my marriage.
team. Yeah, I don't know if I would have watched that one.
Yeah, I probably should have said that. Kurt, watching party.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of people posting about. Okay, gonna be at home. Yep.
Yeah. Confines of my own home.
Yeah.
Love
it.
Yeah.
Your guys'
Love it.
playoff shirts are coming in.
Playoff
soon.
shirts.
I
Kurt
think
and I's
my
playoff
home
shirts will be
field
here
shirt,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Home field
Yeah,
is
yeah.
struggling. I mean,
Well, they come out with
You know,
such sick stuff, and then they just have no ability.
That's
to
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
come out with just like immediately come out with these fire shirts celebrating
Fiesta
these
Bowl
games,
shirts are nice,
and you're
too.
not gonna be able
I
to
love
deliver. Like,
I
come
know.
on.
Yeah. The Fiesta
I
Bowl shirts
take-
are sick.
I like home field, and I've been buying their stuff for years. Yeah. And so I look at it as like, we're hot. The U is hot. The country
yeah.
loves,
Yeah, but the
it's-
inventory's crazy.
My
But
Cotton
it's
Bowl
been
shirt will
tough.
come in by
It's been tough to,
we-
I want my shirt.
yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy, the Cotton Bowl shirt.
I'll have
That's
that by
gonna be
opening game next year.
Yeah. Okay. Oh shoot! Real quick, we didn't do this in last episode. Final score prediction. Final score prediction for your Miami Hurricanes. Whoa, Miami in the Fiesta Bowl, the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, no longer Tostitos. Fiesta Bowl taking on the Ole Miss, otherwise known as the University of Mississippi Rebels. We don't have to don't call them Ole Miss. We don't have to call them by their nickname. It's the Mississippi. That's who they are.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just University of Mississippi.
Yeah,
Is
why'd
that what
they
it
get
said?
this pass of us calling them Ole Miss like they're
Hotty toddy?
Yeah, it's gross.
they
The
just
University
made
of
up
Mississippi Rebels. Final score prediction. Jimmy.
I'll go first. I think your Miami Hurricanes scored their most points in this playoff run. Like I said, I think it starts off slow offensively because that's just how we do it. Not necessarily bad slow, just we're a methodical team. I'm going to go your Canes 31, Ole Miss 23.
Whoa, an 8-point win.
Let's go, Canes. Block that kick. Block that kick.
You're for us, men of the hour.
Oh, he made it? He made the trip?
All 20 of them are going to be there.
From the grave.
I think they were louder in the Cotton Bowl than they ever were, because I think they put them actually just like closer to the field. But
gosh, Ohio State's band's so good.
so good.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
They didn't get to play, though, that much.
I was humming along all of their music during the games. Or during the game.
I might, real quick, I might have to mute the commentating in this game. I know it's Herb Street Fowler, but if they keep talking about Lane Kiffin during it, I don't know how. Actually, wait, I'm going to be at this. I'm going to be at this celebrate or this watch party, so I won't be able to do that.
Friend.
But I just please, if Herb Street Fowler, I know you probably listen to this podcast. We don't need to talk about Lane Kiffin. If it's going bad, it can't be. You got to think if Lane Kiffin was here, how it would go. Because I don't think they beat Georgia if they have Lane Kiffin. But all right, Kurt, your score prediction.
Boys, I've been thinking about this, and I'm not gonna. I can't be bashful anymore. I feel very confident. I am accepting this team for what it is. We have absolutely peaked. We are the best team in the country right now. This defense, this is the best defense in the country. They are absolutely outstanding. They play with reckless abandon. It's like they're like a pack of wolves, and the football is just like a piece of meat, and they're starving for it.
Did you see the quote that when you have the ball in your hands, the program is in your hands? That was the quote.
That's deep. That's deep.
I don't know who said it, but yeah, sorry. I interrupted.
This rushing attack is, Mario has looked utterly pissed for 3 weeks. I mean, again, in the recap, like you see Mario in the background, it was unbelievable how locked in he was during the Ohio State game. I think Carson Beck is confident. I think this is we have gone through the gauntlet of the defenses, the receiving cores, the weapons. I think A&M and Ohio State were two of the 3 or 4 best teams in the country that we possibly could have played. I think we're battle tested. I think we live up to the moment. I just think that these guys are ready to go. And I have completely bought into this team. And I think, listen, the U is back. And I think we're going to come out and kind of put it on Ole Miss. And I'm going to go 33-17.
Let's go.
As my final.
What if after all that you picked us to lose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Canes roll.
Love it.
I love it. The Verbo Fiesta Bowl. I've got.
Tostitos,
I always try.
Tostitos Fiesta Bowl is so much better.
Every single game, I always look up the lead sponsor and I try to celebrate in some way. I'll do it overarching things like the start of the season. Say if it's NFL, they're sponsored by Bud Light. I'll get a 6-pack of Bud Light.
It's a weird tradition, but all right.
Yeah, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl was tough. I don't have a car.
You're gonna get a vacation rental home.
That's the thing. Tostitos was easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Mexican for dinner because the Fiesta, and then I'm gonna plan some sort of trip. Doesn't mean I have to go. I'm just gonna look on Verbo.
Book it and cancel it.
Yeah.
Shout out Verbo. Way better than Airbnb. I'm
way
a Verbo
better.
fan.
They are. Yes.
Yeah, way better. I've got your Miami Hurricanes. Whoa, Miami. 28 and the University of Mississippi Rebels 24.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little closer than you guys, but at the end of the day, we cover. I think it's comfortable. I think we've got the ball 28-24.
Right.
Ole Miss scores to make it 28-24, and then we run out the clock like we did against Florida. Yeah. Ground and pound, big boy football. That's what we're about to see tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN. or maybe it's ABC. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Probably both.
Yeah, they own
that's
all.
true.
There's like
Little
80
Skycast
different,
action.
there's
It'll-
80 different broadcasts.
It's going to be on ACC Network and SEC Network too.
I like the ACC network when they just got
Yeah.
Brent Key just
I
reacting
like the
live.
ACC Network.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Pat McAfee, whatever his version is, where he's just on the
Chaos.
sidelines.
It's a little much.
Chaos.
Sensory
Chaos.
overload.
Yeah. All right, boys. I hope we come
I have
to you
started-
next week with talking national championship. That's crazy.
Yeah. It'll be unbelievable. And
Well, no,
a chance at
in
a
24
national
hours
championship at home.
A national championship in the 305 South
We're gonna
Beach,
be in like
right
the
on
third
the
quarter
water.
at this point tomorrow.
Yeah, probably further than that, maybe.
Have you guys have any have you started any traditions you're gonna keep doing tomorrow night? I've been Phil Collins in the air tonight. I mean, it makes me feel like I can put myself at Hard Rock with the smoke and
dude.
the pregame video, but that has just gotten me absolutely like juiced for
Dude,
the first two games.
I sit on my couch for 2 straight hours and not move to pretend that I'm pulling into Hard Rock Stadium waiting for parking. I reach behind me and crack open a cold one, look for any police. Then I get out and I put myself in just sweltering heat, start sweating. I then walk up the flight of stairs in my building about 16 times in circles.
Yeah.
I then go into my bathroom, pee on the floor a little bit, step in that pee, start peeing, feel rushed. I get stage fright while I'm going because I know people are waiting for me. And then finally I walk up the stairs again, 24 rows about to get to our seats. That's what I do. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
I also get some hibachi before the game.
Lindsay's in the
Lukewarm
kitchen making
hibachi.
empanadas.
Yeah.
Telling me it's $24 for 2.
Yeah.
No, I have been. I've been wearing the same hoodie in both playoff games.
I've been wearing my
and
jersey.
I haven't worn it all season, and it's been hitting. So
Nice.
gotta wear it tomorrow.
Nice.
Gotta wear it tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been
That's
wearing
been the
jersey,
difference.
except for the Hurricanes did say wear white. They announced that. People all across the country wear white.
Don't tell me what to wear.
I know. I'm gonna wear my jersey. I've worn it both weeks, and
Yeah.
that jersey's been good.
I'm not there. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
let's go Canes.
Oh, goodness.
Cross, man to the arm.